calculating sellers' discretionary earnings is about 10%, right? That's the easy part. If you've done it hundreds of times, if you know the formulas, if you know the add backs, things of that nature, the valuation part is 90% of the deal, and it's really complicated because you're going to look at the growth of the business, the age of the business, the risk, the dependencies of the business, the transferability of the business. Are you the named face of the business? And if you are, well, that's a risk, right? So the higher the risk, the lower the value, or it gets a little complicated, and I'm going to require you to stick around for a while after closing during a longer training transition period, so we can sort of every other month drop in somebody else as the spokesperson for the business. All those little nuances come into play: the risk, growth, transferability, and of course, the documentation. Sometimes people don't do a really good job at documenting their business because they're entrepreneurs. They're not bookkeepers. They're not CPAs, but it doesn't cost that much to hire an e-commerce bookkeeper. A few $100 a month, right? Or if you get a really expensive one, or if your business is really large, it's going to be less than the cost of an expensive car lease still, right? It's not very expensive, but it's all of those things that you got to take into account when determining the value range of a business. And then its size, right? So something that's doing discretionary earnings less than $100,000 a year is going to have a lower value than something that's doing $1 million in discretionary, because that business that's doing $1 million in discretionary, it's probably older, right? More well-established. It doesn't have a single SKU, right? A hero SKU. That's very risky. That brings down the value. It's got multiple channels of revenue, might have some recurring revenue. All of these things add value and stability and builds trust in the buyer and confidence in the buyer to spend more money on your business. And so the higher their confidence is, the lower the risk, the higher the multiple. So it could sway anywhere from, an awful 1-time multiple if your business is really, really in trouble, up to 10 times, depending upon the size of the business.